IG tribe, what's going on? What's going on? We're getting tapped in. Pin this comment real quick. Alright. Gonna get tapped in real quick. How to not sabotage your fitness goals on the weekends. Alright, drop your questions below. Make sure that you put it in the question box. It will come across the screen, and we can make sure that we get you right. All right, I'm going to be coming here with my esteemed fellow online coach, man. My man Jay Jackson. He's a beast, man. Been in the game for a while. So we're going to be bringing you guys some really great quality of conversation today, and some things to take away. So that way, of course, we can help y'all develop this high level of consistency when it comes to your fitness. And so obviously it's Friday, right? And most of us are about to get into going into the weekend. And I'm gonna be real, most people, you know what I'm saying, they are sabotaging their fitness goals. So we about to tap into it. We're gonna give you guys a little bit of game on how you can stay on track 7 days a week. That way you can become the most fit, focused, consistent version of yourself. Jackson, what's the word, baby? How you feeling, man?
What's good, man? How you feeling? I'm good.
I'm feeling great today, bro. I'm feeling great. You know, a good Friday, man. A good Friday. Yeah. A solid week, progress. How about yourself, bro?
Same, man. Feeling good, blessed, ready to get started tonight, man. It's gonna be a good one, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm hoping that these people really tap in, because we're about to drop some real game on them. Because I think this is one of the biggest things that cause people a lot of people to fall off track.
Real talk. So we're both coaches, man. I know what's happening from my page. Give a little bit of the audience that's tapping in a little bit about who you are, man, and what you do, bro.
Cool. Well, I'm Jay Jackson. Let me see. Make sure my audio's up. Can you hear me good?
Yep, you good.
All right. Yeah, I'm Jay Jackson, and I've been in the fitness game for 12 years now. Started out here in Buckhead, Atlanta, traveling to people, training them out here in their condos, their big mansions, and over the years, the biggest thing for me when social media came about was just posting a lot of workout videos, posting my clients' transformations. And over time, I started to develop like a online presence as well. And so, you know, I have the online aspect of helping people from different states and different countries. Also, the author of Gut to Abs, which you can go find over on Amazon.com. But yeah, man, I try to help a lot of busy professionals get in shape, take control of their health, and try to do it in a way where it becomes a lifestyle. That way they get the results, and they can keep the results long term.
Big word there, lifestyle. Let's jump into it, bro. Right? You know, a lot of people, obviously, you know, the New Year just passed a couple of weeks ago. We're about 3 weeks in. We're at the so-called the 3-week drop off, right? Where we say that like 90% of the population drops off on their New Year's resolutions to get back in shape. And so a lot of people, they drop off on this weekend right here. You know what I mean? I think that it definitely can be of value to speak about more importantly, not only how can you not sabotage, you know what I'm saying, your fitness goals, period, but specifically on the weekends, and how we can stay consistent fully through it. You know what I'm saying? And so through your experience coaching, what do you think has been the biggest reason that you see most people fall off on their diet, on their training, you know what I'm saying, and the things that they're supposed to be doing to get to their goal? What would you say is the biggest thing that makes them fall off on the weekends?
Man, it's a few things, but I say one of the biggest reasons is one of the big things is what you talk a lot about is like consciousness and like self-awareness. One of the big reasons so many people they fall off is because they're not self-aware enough to know what's for them and what's not for them. And so they might jump on a workout plan, and knowing this trainer said, hey, you got to work out 6-7 days a week. And just because they want the results, they're not thinking to themselves about, can they really sustain 6 or 7 days a week, you know, or can they more so sustain something that's 4 days a week? The same thing happens in terms of like these different diets out here, the keto diet, right? Well, for me, I love eating carbs. So I know right off top, keto wasn't going to work for me, you know, and I don't think a lot of other people think that way in terms of different diets and workout plans. The other thing, as far as like the biggest thing, a lot of people are not able to keep the results or even get the results that they want because they're not following a nutrition regimen and workout regimen that's like catered to their situation, catered to their goals, their food preferences, their schedule. Because when they get these things, it's not going to be like pulling teeth because it's working for them instead of against them.
Yeah, that's big. And I speak about finding that right plan that aligns with you the most. You know, there's a lot of the industry will make you feel like you're just another shake or fad diet or pill away from results. But me and you both know, you know what I'm saying, that that's not what it really is. Let's talk to some of the things that everybody here that's watching, right, can some ways that they can identify when a nutrition plan is going to be something that can help them get very far.
So a nutrition plan that is going to help them get to where they want to get. Okay.
Yeah.
So one, they got to figure out what type of foods that they prefer to eat. Because this is something that I help my clients out with. Like, so before anybody joins my coaching program, they literally have to jump on a phone call with me. But then after that, I send them a questionnaire. And on that questionnaire, they're letting me know what type of foods they prefer to eat. You know, what type of proteins they like to eat, what type of carbs they like to eat, fats and vegetables. And that way, we're able to cater their meal plan based around the foods that they like to eat. Now, obviously, if they want to eat pizza and stuff like that, it ain't gonna work. You know, they can still eat those things, and it's a time and a place. But I think the things that are going to allow for them to be successful in the long run, they got to be able to do it in a way where they're not suffering while they're getting the results, or they're not depriving themselves while they're getting results. Because I found a lot of times when people jump on these different diets, they're not eating any of the foods they enjoy eating. Some people, they eat broccoli just because the trainer says eat broccoli, but they really hate eating broccoli, you know? And so when it's in alignment, like you were just saying, they're going to be a lot more likely to be successful.
Yeah, that's real. And that's big because everybody's eating is, what a lot of people don't know is that your eating is connected to your emotions, you know what I'm saying? And even your personality type. You know what I'm saying? Like when I look at my diet, like I'm the type of guy that's perfectly okay with eating the same shit every day, year after year. Like that's just how I am. And that has a lot to do with like my personality, right? And just like when I find things that work, I really like to just keep it that way. Whereas I know other guys, you know what I'm saying, it may not be, it's like the complete opposite. It's like, bro, I get bored of a diet in a week, right? And so looking at things like, is there enough variety for me? Or is there too much variety for me? Like I've seen guys fall off on diets because the diet gave them too much variety, where obviously most people fall off because there's not enough variety, right? So asking yourself that question. Another thing is like, yo, you know, can I actually see myself following this? Like, I'm West Indian, bro. So I have a big desire for spices. And so, like, if I'm getting a diet, and the average West Indian that's getting a diet, that's you got to eat just bland chicken breast and broccoli and rice all day, that's a huge shift from what your current diet is. And I think that a lot of this, you know, a lot of the belief that you have to follow that diet to get results just comes from the fact that most people have told everybody that they have to be super restrictive in their diet. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is you don't. You know what I'm saying? Dieting is a very science and numbers driven things, number driven process, and you can definitely get results. You know what I'm saying, by just following a protocol that's moderate based. Because I always say, like, you know, the best way to develop a consistent nutrition plan is to find something that works for you, and also find something that allows you to develop a healthy relationship with food. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us don't have healthy relationships with food, which is why a lot of us sometimes we go and we do those detoxes, right? We do all the things that's like, it's like super restrictive. And sometimes even going deeper, bro, that has to do with the relationship that we have with ourselves. But we're going to tap into that. We're going to tap into that.
100%. Right? This about to get real spicy.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the times the relationships that we have with food has to deal with the relationships that we have with ourselves. You know, a lot of us have I know when I first got into entrepreneurship, I started noticing that back when I was running my tech business, I would stress eat a lot. And the reason why is because I had this level of perfection when it came to like my lifestyle. And so I would carry, like, I was like a perfectionist with myself. And then I will also carry that perfectionist mindset into my foods. And so if I had a day where I kind of slipped up on my eating, maybe once or twice, at the end of the day, instead of me just saying, you know what, I slipped up, it happened, let me just eat healthy, I'd be like, fuck it, I slipped up the whole day. The day wasn't perfect, so now I'm gonna throw the whole day away.
And that's what a lot of people do, man. A lot of people, they go hard, and then if they mess up even a little bit, they're like, fuck it. The whole
Right.
day is a waste.
Yeah.
And then they may try again the next day, but if they mess up that next day, then I guess they start to kind of get down on themselves and just get into a rut, but those are patterns that I typically see. I see we got some comments too, man. What people saying?
Yeah, no doubt. So I see that. Let me see. So somebody said I had a 4 death in 1 month, and I ate I had 4. It seems like he meant to say I had 4 deaths in 1 month, and I ate to Dale, and it was heavy Creole food and desserts. Okay, I don't know exactly what he's saying there, but maybe he could restate that. What's your go-to spot if you have to get something on the go during the day? This is actually a really good question.
Ooh,
what's your go-to? Because I know where my go-to spot is.
Yeah.
My go-to spot is Chipotle and Chick-fil-A. And now, hold on. Everybody like, whoa, you right. Chick-fil-A. Listen, guys, we talked about dieting is a numbers thing, right? So listen, y'all be seeing me eating my salads and my smoothies, but here's the reality. At the end of the day, all the food that I eat is either protein, fat, carb, or fat. Whether it's a Dr. Sebi protein, carb, or fat, or whether it's Chick-fil-A. And so while that's not ideal, understanding that you actually can have a numbers-driven approach to taking a numbers-driven approach to nutrition where it allows you flexibility is huge. Because I don't have Chick-fil-A every day, but like if I'm on a go, I usually go to Starbucks and I get like I get like this wrap that they have. It's pretty high in protein. I forgot the name of it, right? Or I go to Chick-fil-A and I get a spicy chicken sandwich and I get a Chick-fil-A salad, right? Because I just know what what we call the macros are on that. And so, a lot of times if you have a busy schedule, if you're out on a go, like I'm not saying if you're not already working out and consistent, I'm not saying you should eat fast food, but there's actually ways that you can put fast food into your diet and it can still align with your nutrition. Well, I know you can speak on that because you're huge on flexible nutrition.
Man, 100%. I see a lot of people comment. I don't want to lose them, but I do want to touch on this topic because it's big. Because it's one of the biggest misconceptions that a lot of people have about being in shape. A lot of people are like, how in the world can I eat whatever I want to eat and still drop weight? They don't get it for whatever reason. And I think another big myth is people think that carbs make them fat. Eating carbs, whether it's rice, oatmeal, sweet potatoes, fries, all these kind of things. But one of the secrets is really just, people talk about calories, but calories, the way I explain it is, it's just energy, right? And so people have to get very aware of how much energy they consume on a daily basis, because if they consume too much energy, that energy turns into excess energy if it's not used. Yeah. And so if you don't want to gain weight, or if you don't want to continue to get, let's say if you're fat, if you got a belly, you want to get rid of the belly, you can't overeat even on healthy food. Like if you eat an excess of healthy food, you're still going to gain weight. And so you could be eating healthy. I went through this. Like when I first started my fitness journey, I was eating a lot of healthy food, and I was trying to really define my abs, get them all shredded up, because I was watching wrestling and, Dragon Ball Z back in the days, the cartoon Dragon Ball Z. And so I wanted to be super lean and shredded, but I was overeating on healthy food and working out every day, sometimes twice a day. I'm like, man, why am I not seeing the results that I want to see? And I found myself frustrated because I was putting so much time and energy into it. But it wasn't until I learned, okay, I'm eating the right things, but I'm just eating too much of it. And that's when things start to shift for me. And so that's what I find that happens to a lot of people whenever they're like entrepreneurs. We help a lot of busy professionals and entrepreneurs. And so they're eating out. They're like, oh, man, I'm about to have to travel and go to the airport, or I'm about to have to be on the go all day, so I'm going to have to eat out. I'm going to fall off my diet. But it really just comes down to them being aware of how much is too much,
Right.
and how much do they actually need to eat to be able to drop the weight,
Yeah.
and like consistently drop the weight. Yeah.
100%. That's real, man. And again, it kind of boils down to understanding what is your number, what's your calorie number? You know what I mean? Like, what is a number that is going to help you get to your goal, right? And that's big. You know, we spoke about something here earlier, man, where we talked about like a lot of times the relationships that we have with food has a lot to do with the relationships that we have with ourselves, right? And as we go into talking about how to not self-sabotage on the weekend, you know, one of the things I noticed, because I predominantly work with entrepreneurs, and one of the things I noticed is that people are more likely to sabotage their goals on the weekends because a lot of times people are trying to decompress from stress on the weekends, right? And I know that for entrepreneurs, even me myself, sometimes you get to the weekend, you get to that Friday, shit, some people can't even get to Friday. That's why they got Thirsty Thursdays, right? But you get to that, you feel me? That's why they got Thirsty Thursdays, because some people can't even get to the Friday. But, you know, you have so much stress that has built up from the week that you're looking to decompress. And so you end up going out and you end up eating the wrong things or overeating or completely just throwing all of your, you know, the results that you produce throughout the week out the window on the weekend. And so I want to speak to, you know, the importance of, you know, knowing how to maneuver on the weekend, but also how stress impacts your food, your eating decisions, and why being aware of your stress, it can make a huge shift in just the way you make your nutritional choices.
That's facts. Yeah, I believe for me, man, one thing that I always preach is, of course, some people can be eating poorly. Then some people can, you know, they not be doing anything at all, right?
Yeah.
Then a lot of times that's not necessarily the root cause. Like the root cause is the emotions that's going on. They haven't tackled and figured out what those emotional triggers are, whether it's boredom or anxiety. Like we all are going through different things in our life. And I think a lot of people, I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw this, but a lot of people gained a lot of weight during COVID. And it's not just because they were sitting in the house, but it's one of them, just sitting in the house, boredom, right? But another reason is anxiety. You know, what's going to happen? Man, I'm looking at the news and, you know, I see all these bad things happening in the world. Like, what's going to happen? I don't want to die. You know what I'm saying? So that anxiety, those types of messages can bring anxiety into people's lives. And people who are not really aware of it, they're going to start eating more. They're like, man, I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. I just feel like I'm in a rut. I just want to eat. I just feel like I need a drink right now. But if they become a little bit more aware of what those emotional triggers are for them, whether it's working out extremely hard and find themselves overwhelmed, that's one of my big things. Like I find myself just so much goes on over the course of a day, and by the time I look up, it's like 10:30 at night. And I'm like, man, I haven't taken not one break, you know? And so being aware of what those emotional triggers are for you, and I believe sometimes it takes having a mentor or coach to help them identify that stuff. Because, you know, you have guys like one of my buddies, his name is Idris Talib. He's the Pretty House guy. And he just sent me a photo. He was with, what's his name? Tim Grover. He used to be the trainer for Michael Jordan, right? And so why did Michael Jordan have a trainer? Like, why does he need a trainer? Because the trainer can see blind spots that Michael Jordan can't see. The trainer can see deficiencies in Michael Jordan's strength that Michael Jordan can't see. Tim can he could be looking at Michael Jordan play. He could say, he needs to strengthen his hips a little bit more so he can really get more explosive off the ground.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Things.
Right. And the same thing goes into like wanting to lose weight or wanting to build muscle. When you have that coach, you telling that coach, hey man, you know, I'm eating these things, but I'm really not seeing the results, right? And then they come to you and you're able to say, well, here's the real reason you're not seeing the results.
Yeah.
You know, it gives you that clarity, and it gives you that peace. What are you about to say?
No, again, I'm listening.
And it gives you that peace of mind that you're not wasting a whole lot of time and effort doing things the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I believe that's one of the biggest keys to people being able to identify those pitfalls or blind spots that most people tend to, they go weeks, sometimes even years trying to lose weight. Like I've helped people drop 20, 30 pounds after they went years trying to do this stuff on their own. And so it's like, come on, man, them years you can't get back.
Facts.
Like that's time you can't get back. You could have went on a vacation with your family, and you may have felt a little self-conscious about how your body looks. So you're like, I'll push it off until next year. I'll be ready by next year, you know. But why have to push off? Why have to push off a whole year of your life of, you know, the freedom that you could have had to go out and go on vacations and things like that? And so I just think it's super important to have mentors and coaches to see those blind spots that we can't see. And that way you're not wasting a lot of time and effort, you know?
Yeah, that's real. You said two specific things that I want to touch on, right? Yeah. Which is people sometimes get mentally caught up in weird spaces, and that starts to obviously contribute to their eating behaviors. You said something really important, which was a rut. You know, I think that for entrepreneurs, it doesn't matter where you are on your journey, whether you're going to 0 to 100K or you're on 100K a month, right? Mm-hmm. One of the things I've noticed is that feeling of not having clarity when you're at a stuck point in your business, or, you know, for some people, this could be a stuck point in your relationship. When you have things that are causing you a lot of mental stress, it physically does a lot to your body. You know, I know for me, I have a crazy sweet tooth. Like, I'm a coach, you know what I'm saying? And I know one of the things is that if I'm having a day where not only I'm stressed, but I just can't figure something out, right, it'll make me more tired, a little bit more lethargic, and I'll constantly be trying to search for security in food. And this is a common thing for a lot of guys, and especially a lot of brothers, you know what I'm saying? Because as men, you know, we like to be in control when it comes to like what we got going on in our career. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, it's kind of like it's tied to our ego, and it's also tied to our masculinity. And I think that when we are in spaces, whether it be business, relationship, anything that's important to us, where we're not really getting the answers that we need, you know, it does create a high level of stress and anxiety that obviously contributes to the way that we eat, the way that we make those decisions, but more importantly, just like that overall burnout, like lack of motivation. You know, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs that, you know, these are the most motivated guys ever, but a lot of times it's like, bro, I can't find that motivation for my fitness. And it's because a lot of their willpower, a lot of their energy is going into, you know, what they got going on with their business or with their career, and it's only so much that they can give. And so now it's like they're looking for that security. Like for me, I remember back when I used to run my startup, one of my clients that I used to train in the gym, she used to make fun of me a lot. She used to be like, yo, you're a cereal head, like you love eating cereal. And it was funny because that really was my thing. Like when I grew up, I grew up in a Trinidadian household. My grandmother was like the type of lady that once you cooked, you wasn't allowed to go back in the kitchen.
Oh, I was the same way.
Habit. As a kid, I developed a habit. I would always sneak, because she used to have us eat dinner a while early so she can get out the kitchen. I used to come home at like 3 p.m. and be eating dinner, bro. So, you know, I was young. The boy's starving by 7 p.m., right? And so I developed a habit of sneaking into the kitchen and getting that little bowl and putting in the cereal one at a time. You know, she might be asleep. I don't hear it, but that cereal it was a part of my childhood. So it gives me that sense of like safety and security. And I've noticed this when I was running for one of my first businesses, and I was always in a position where I didn't psychologically have that safety and security, because there were so much things I wasn't in control of going down every day, so much that I still had to learn. It would play out, it would pan out in those eating habits. And a lot of people don't understand how deep the rabbit hole goes when it comes to the way that they eat and how it's connected to their emotions. And that brings us back to full circle to the top of this conversation, which was, you know, when you think about the lifestyle of being somebody who can eat healthy and hit their diet 7 days a week, you know what I'm saying? You don't wait to the weekend to develop the discipline. A lot of it is a mindset that you have in handling your stress and handling your triggers, and making sure that you're in the right mental place, because if you're not, it's always going to make it feel like you just like climbing up a super, super steep hill. You know what I'm saying? The best diet that you're going to have is something that's going to make it easy for you. You know, when I have my brothers come into my program, like I literally assess their mental health. Like, hey, what are the things that happen in your life? It could be with your relationship, with your girl, with your job, with your business. What are the things that trigger you to go down a negative mental rabbit hole? I asked that question in one of my forums because I can almost guarantee you that is going to be the thing that triggers the bad eating habits. AKA you get home and you having a bunch of sugar and ice cream. Or you go hours or days without eating, yet you talking about you want to put some muscle on, right? And so a lot of times what we're trying to do, that self-awareness holistically contributes to just being able to be more consistent. Because these things are all connected, bro. Your emotions, your actions, you know, your food, your consistency. And if you don't got those two things right, then you're not really seeing results. And then even speaking to the point of like, now you've been doing shit.
Right.
And your results, you haven't really got where you want to be. So now you're telling yourself, well, I've tried this before, it doesn't work. And now you start to deal with doubt, and the rabbit hole goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And that speaks to the value of having a coach, because you allow yourself not to get in your own way. You allow yourself to get a little bit of clarity. A lot of times my client be like, hey, bro, you know, I ain't dropped no weight this week. And I'll be like, bro, you dropped 10 pounds in 2 weeks. Like, it's okay to not drop weight this week. You focus on building muscle. Like, don't think it's over here. You are doing great.
That's
you know what I mean? Or like, bro, like you literally just hit 2 new PRs on the bench. Like, why are you focused on scale? We got other different ways that we'll win and we're progressing forward. And so sometimes, man, just having that coach or anything on the external that can give you that bird's eye view, that clarity of what's going on, is going to help you get outside of your own head and start getting in the car so you can start driving towards results. Real talk.
That's facts. That's facts. Man, you spending some game right now. Let's see if we can jump on some of these questions.
No doubt.
Questions come in, man. Let's see if we can tap into some of them. I think the Pretty House guy next. I think there's something about supplements or something.
Yep. How important are supplements to enhance diet and exercise? I'll let you answer this, bro.
How important are supplements to hit fitness goals?
Yep.
So basically, a supplement is exactly what. You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. Grab some water real quick.
I just seen the phone fall.
God, grab my water. I don't know what was going on over here.
I bet. Yeah, so a supplement is exactly what it says. It's a supplement. And so let's say, for example, somebody is supposed to be eating 200 grams of protein a day, right? This guy, he wants to gain muscle, he wants to gain mass, and he's like, man, I'm so busy. It's really hard for me to eat protein all day. It's hard for me to eat chicken breast and steak and beef and fish all throughout the day. Sometimes he may just need something a little bit quicker, and so that he can be on with his day, something that's a little bit more convenient. And so what he should do in that case, then he needs to have a protein shake supplement. Right. And so he uses a protein shake to supplement the meat protein that he isn't going to be consuming during that day or on a daily basis. And that goes for pretty much anything. You know, let's say you're not eating enough fats in your diet. Well, you can take some omega-3s, you know, and so on and so forth. It's just supplementing something that you're deficient in, or if you just want to have a little bit more convenience instead of having to eat so many meals or eat a lot of food. And sometimes that's the case.
Yeah. And to piggyback off of that, I think that supplementation without some type of foundation of the proper dieting, as well as the other protocols that come into play with your performance goal, it makes no sense. Like a lot of guys, you know, they'll get like the pre-workout and the protein, but it's like you don't even eat carbs or you don't get enough sleep. And so you got to have the basic foundation of quality and a proper quantity foods down before you start worrying about supplements like protein or creatine or any of those type of things. Like you want to make sure that you have some sort of foundation already like going and working for you before you start to dive into the supplements. For sure.
Yeah, I'm huge on telling people that, man. It's like get your nutrition dialed in first, then the lifting part of it, start lifting properly, then your cardio, and then you can start doing some type of supplements. But if you don't have that foundation, those 2-3 things nailed down first,
Yeah.
And you could be doing all these different supplements, and I know some people have like supplements stacked up all in there,
Yeah.
on top of the refrigerator,
All the
their
Herbalife.
cabinets. They like, dang, I still got this big old stomach. I gotta get rid of this one day. What's going on here?
Yeah.
And it's because they just didn't have a foundation in place. And
Yeah.
so that's why that's important for sure.
You know, a lot of people be treating these supplements like they treat their home workout equipment.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? Somebody said, hey, should I get a Peloton? And I'm like, I mean, you could, but
Right.
at the end of the day, what matters most is that you are consistent with working out. Because you can get a Peloton and just end up sitting in the closet, sitting in the corner of the living room, dusting, just like the millions of ellipticals and treadmills in people's houses. You know what I'm saying? So yes, is supplement important? Yes, but you want to be able to build that foundation first.
Yeah, that's
right.
right. Yeah, that's a big gem.
100%. So we got another question here. What's a good target protein and carb number to reach muscle gain a day? So since I'm a big on building a muscle, because I'm a naturally smaller guy, right? So putting on mass is kind of where my goals are. You know, first thing you want to do, man, is if you're thinking about the protein and carbs that you need to reach, you know, I personally would say if I'm really gonna I can give you the best answer because I don't know what your body type is right now, how tall you, what your current weight, but generally you want to have 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and carbohydrates. I would say your carbohydrates should make up at least 30% of your overall calorie intake. So I think those are two really good parameters to start with. Because protein and carbs are going to be extremely important when you're looking to put some muscle mass on.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that too. Another part of that, I think sometimes people put so much priority on protein because they hear so many fitness professionals throw it around, but it's like you can be eating 200-300 grams of protein and you can still lose weight because if you're not eating enough calories overall to gain, like
Right.
if you're not in a calorie surplus, you're still not going to get that mass that you want. So that's a big part that a lot of people, when I was talking about earlier, having understanding energy management. Are you looking to lose weight, or are you looking to gain? If you're looking to gain, you need to be in an energy surplus. If you want to lose, you need to be in an energy deficit.
Yep.
You know, those things are important.
Yeah. Nah, that's real. That's real.
That's a good question.
Nah, that's a good question, for real. Let us know if you guys got any more questions, man, before we close this thing out, man. What are some, while we wait for some people to drop those last bit of questions, bro, closing out here, man, what would you say is the biggest thing that everybody listening should take into consideration in order to make sure that they do not sabotage their fitness goals over the weekends, bro?
That's a big one. I'd say this is one that a lot of people don't think about, but I would say express whatever you're trying to accomplish to the people who you're around on the weekend. And so if you're trying to accomplish a goal of losing weight, because sometimes what can happen is your friends can shame you for not doing what everybody else is doing. And that's our culture. That's just how a lot of people are. We tend to shame people. But if you tell your friends or your family, hey, this is what I'm looking to do. I'm really trying to drop weight right now. You know, I want to drop 20 or 30 pounds for my wedding. Or I want to drop weight and so I can, you know, be more presentable when it comes to me being an entrepreneur or a business professional, right? Whatever the reason is for you for why it's important, right? And then by addressing those things to your friends or your family members, when you're put in those environments where your friends and family members, they might be eating a lot of food. They might be soul food Sunday, right? you can be able to eat without worrying about people shaming you because you've already let them know, hey, look, you know, here's what my goal is. And so they should be actually expecting and looking forward to you eating more on the healthy tip, you know, not overeating. And then you may even find your friends and family members encouraging you, like, hey, didn't you say you're trying to lose 30 pounds? Why you drinking 3 beers?
Right.
That would have been cool. Why
Right,
you drinking 2 or 3? You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's important to not hide whatever your goals are. You know what I'm saying? Hide whatever the things that are important to you, because the real people, the ones who are going to be there for you, if you tell them and you're upfront with them about it, they're going to take heed to it, and they're going to say, okay, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a buddy just like that right now. He was like, man, I got to get this stomach off. You know, he's a real estate agent. So, just the other week, he was like, man, he came over to my crib, and he was like pulling his shirt up. He was like, you see what's going on here, right? I'm like, what you talking about? He like, you see my stomach done went down. I could almost see my abs. And so it's just a part of me holding him accountable and him letting me know what he was trying to get done in the first place, you know, and we can all push and encourage each other.
That's tough. That's solid. That's solid. And I would piggyback on that, bro.
Yeah.
Make sure you have a system of accountability, whether that be a coach, whether that be a partner, whether that be your family. Make sure that you have a system that's going to help you stay on track throughout the weekend, right? And when I say a system of accountability, like that might be somebody G-checking you like, yo, you don't really got to eat all this garbage on Friday night. Maybe you should just go take a walk. Like, you know, maybe you just need to go take a walk and get that, relieve some of that stress that got you feeling like you got to go kill a whole bowl of ice cream. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so that system of accountability is going to be huge. And like I said, guys, consistency, I say this all the time. Consistency is about just having more arrows going forward than you got going backward. And so let's have more arrows going forward this weekend, man, and every weekend after this.
Ooh, that's big. I love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jackson, man, tell them how they can connect with you. Tell them what you got going on, man. Let's close this thing out, brother.
Cool. Well, they can find me on all platforms, Facebook, Instagram. Well, I guess it's called Meta now. At J Jackson Official. That's Jay Jackson Official. I'm over on YouTube. You can find me over there. I drop a lot of YouTube short videos over there. 15-minute clips. Get right to the point. Super helpful. And then, if you up for the book, you can go grab my book, Gut to Abs, over on Amazon.com. I dropped 18 secrets to flatten your stomach fast in the book. And yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely, bro. You are OG in the fitness and nutrition game for sure, man. For sure.
Yes.
Appreciate you. For you guys tapping in, man. As always, I appreciate you guys. My name is Elijah, your favorite fit, conscious Black entrepreneur. I'm the founder of the Grind Tribe, #1 health optimization platform for Black and brown men. How you guys can tap in with me is by clicking in the link in bio and joining my free coaching group on Facebook. We're going to be diving into a lot of different free coaching styles, giving you guys the plans, the habits, the routines, and really diving into a lot of, more intimate topics that I feel like as Black men, we need to discuss in private, man. So if that's what you're looking for, tap in, click the link in bio, join the Facebook group, follow my man, Jay Jackson, on Instagram. Make sure you connect with him on YouTube. Go grab that book. We're going to keep on bringing you guys this game because we want you guys to win. We want you guys to become the most fit, focused, consistent versions of yourself. And so we're going to keep on bringing it. Hey, bro, I appreciate you, my G.
Let's get it. Tap in.